annotating your charts in a smart way. Okay, it's a very important practice in technical analysis because it helps us traders identify things like key levels and patterns and events on a price chart. Okay, now the key to smart chart annotating and all the value that comes from this process is that you have to be consistent with it. Okay, ultimately, we're not going to use annotations to make decisions. Okay, what I'm going to show you in a moment is how you need to take your chart and annotate it so that you can start to build the skills that come with an annotated chart approach. Okay, what we use annotation for is to build a construct and understanding and structure. That's what we use this process for. Okay, now we're going to start off. There's 5 different approaches to smart chart annotations. The first is basic technical analysis. Now, basic technical analysis includes, first and foremost, and I'll show you an example of this in a minute, outlining key support and resistance. Okay, it goes without saying, make sure you know where those key weekly, monthly, yearly levels are. You have to have those lines on your charts. Okay, now I'm not talking about 101 lines. I'm talking about yearly, I'm talking about weekly, and I'm talking about monthly. Okay, key support and resistance, long time frame type stuff. Okay, then a very simple moving average. Why? Because we want to see if there's any natural trend in the market. Now for me, I like to use a 21-day moving average. Why? Because there's 21 days in a month. Okay, there's 21 trading days in a month. So I want to see ultimately what is the average of price over the last month. It's as simple as that. Nothing special, nothing flash, nothing backtested. Just a simple technical analysis to enable me to interpret trend. Then a daily ATR. In other words, what is the average range of prices over which my market trades on a daily basis? Why? So that I can see the volatility changing in my market. Okay, and then finally, I want to annotate events with vertical lines. In other words, when we have a central bank meeting, you will always see on my charts vertical lines, okay? And they outline in my rates charts when the central bank meetings were. Why? Because events typically drive fundamentals and markets are driven by fundamentals, okay? If you look at my oil chart, you'll see OPEC meetings with vertical lines. If you look at my Apple chart, you'll see earnings releases with my vertical lines, okay? So this is what we call annotating charts in a smart way. Now, a lot of you might be going, what is this guy talking about? How's that smart? But I bet you, if I looked at any one of your charts, you don't have smart annotations. Why? Because it's not consistently done. Okay, remember, when I need to look at things quickly and get a chart up, because I do things the exact same way over time for a number of years, I can pull up any single chart and identify, is my market volatile or not? Is it any kind of form of a trend or not? Have we broken any key resistance or not? Okay, and ultimately, what is the volatility and the structure in my market? Okay, or is there any fundamentals driving the market? Just simply with 4 very simple technical analysis tools, I can determine these things. Okay, so that's the first thing then with regards to smart chart annotations. Okay, by the way, the next thing, I am going to go through this all in an image in a moment, but I just want to take you through these 5 different smart chart annotations, and then we can go through some practical examples. Okay. The next one is color lines, and I'll show you this in a minute. Every single different colorful horizontal line means a different thing. Okay, so a daily high-low will be a brown line. A weekly high-low will be a pink line. A potential area of a trade stops will be a green line. A 50% retracement will be a yellow line. So I use color lines to identify key specific things within a market. Okay, why? Well, because I can very quickly look at a chart and go, oh, okay, this is where the market is relative to everything else. Okay, then what are our key focus areas? Right, I like to use shapes to identify where's the key area in this market that I want my attention to be drawn to. Okay, again, I'll show you an example of this. The key observations, and by observations we mean what were the characteristics that led that trade to either a textbook trade, a nuance, or a failure trade. And then finally, what are the key trade metrics, including the trade strategy, the entry signal, the entry point, the initial target, stop placement, and trade characteristics. Now, one of the questions I get asked more often than not, and I'm going to blow your minds away, is, Brannigan, why don't you capture MFE and MFA? And I'll tell you, it's very simple, because it's the biggest waste of time I've ever seen on a trader's, trade journal. Why do you want to capture what the market potentially could have offered you, or how far you potentially could have gone offside? Because the reality is, as a trader, when the market's nature and structure trades from a volatile to a non-volatile structure, the potential in that market completely switches. Okay, a lot of traders will say to me, well, I want to know more or less how much my market can offer me, my trade can offer me. Then I'll tell you, well, on day 1, it's maybe going to offer you on 10 ticks. On day 21, it's maybe going to offer you 100 ticks. You've got to take what the market offers you. Now, in a moment, we're going to talk about targets because it is a very big topic on the Tradelo trading floor. And it's a very important topic that not many traders talk about because they don't actually know how to define targets. Okay, so for me, MFE, MFA, don't even bother capturing it. Okay, you're wasting your time capturing something that's never really going to add any value to you as a trader. Okay, now, here is the smart analytics. So straight away, what you can see is I have a checklist. So on my charts, I have a checklist. Why? Because it means that every single day I'm following a priming process. In other words, I do this checklist. And this ensures I'm consistent with how I annotate my charts. Okay, so that's one of the key tips to annotating your charts consistency. You'll see the colors. Okay, so pink means weekly reference, brown means daily reference, blue means multiple reference. Okay, so I use different color horizontal lines to identify different things. And we use vertical lines to identify events in the market. Okay, so we're using different annotations on our chart to smartly annotate our chart so that when we come back to it in a couple of weeks time or a couple of years time, we can very quickly understand and interpret what happened at that point. Okay, obviously, as I mentioned to you, these are the technical analysis I use to define volatility, to define trend, to define, is there any rate of change in the market I need to be aware of? And then ultimately our comments. Okay, what are the key comments? What are the key trade observations that are driving the market? Okay, another example of that, again, same sort of thing, same sort of structure. In this instance, what we're looking at is a nice shape to identify the key area, the key interest area, the key sort of focus point. This was the point at which I was switched on focus to what was going on. I was looking at volume. Okay, I've annotated this chart so that when I come back to in the future, I can show myself, hey, Brannigan, look at the significantly increased volume well above average on the break of this trend line. Okay, again, note the color of the trend line. Sometimes it's red, sometimes it's dark blue. Different lines mean different things. Now, it doesn't matter what color lines Brannigan uses. What matters is what color lines do you use and why. Okay, and then finally, in terms of how we do things at Tradelo, we do all of this, okay, except instead of having to manually capture trade statistics, everything is done automatically. Why? Well, because for me as a trader, what I need to be able to do is I need to quickly be able to switch between different trade ideas, different characteristics, show me the oil market, show me this strategy, show me the successful trades, show me the failed trades, because I need to be able to maneuver between the trades that I've captured over the years. Okay. In terms of the smart analytics that we capture, or the smart statistics, entry price, okay, risk variance. In other words, was I over or under risking on the trade? How much of my day was allocated to that trade? What was the stop size? What was the planned target? What was the duration? What was the actual target? What was the real risk reward? Okay, these are the kind of metrics that we capture. No MFEs, no MFAs. Why? Because like I said to you, unfortunately, they don't add value for us as traders, and that's why we don't even add them in the beginning.